Hello everyone, welcome to the Scumdog's Kennel. I'm your host, Chris Williams, and in today's Cryptid Corner mini-episode, we're going to be looking at a couple of great North American cryptid and monster stories, folks. One even includes video of Bigfoot. The first story, though, that we'll be reading through is Anomalous Baby Crying in North Georgia Appalachians. Mimic non-corporeal entity? We'll learn and discuss that as we read this article, folks. Either way, it's a very, very interesting account. So let's read this account that was given to this guy's grandfather and hear exactly what he experienced. But first, we'll read a brief little blurb from it and gives you an idea exactly how weird this story is. He was maybe halfway there, looking up and seeing nobody inside yet, when the noise stopped, then the crying started again, but coming from the house. And that tells you everything you need to know about this story, folks, is that this man, he was led around by some noise in the woods, coming from one place and then another, and it basically frightened the living daylights out of him. Let's get into the actual account now. This was back in the day of no cars for the poor folk in the Appalachians of North Georgia. My great-grandfather's friend was a richer man by poor standards and thus had a horse. One day he was riding the horse through the state highway, which was a lonely road out in the middle of nowhere, sun beating down on him on this summer day. The road cut this old farm property in half. On the left side of the road was a barn, and on the right side was the old farmhouse. It had been abandoned for several years at that point, and nothing else but tall, swaying cornfields. As he's nearing the house, he feels a weird, eerie feeling, but he doesn't pause until he hears a baby crying from inside the house. That's spooky enough, folks, but this guy basically rationalized it, and we're going to basically hear exactly what he comes up with to explain the baby crying, and why he investigates it. It's very interesting, folks. Now, there was no car in the driveway, no open door, no lights on. He deduced that if it was a baby, someone, maybe a young mother on the run or a kidnapper, was hiding out in there. Either way, the crying baby made him pull up to the driveway on his horse, tie the horse up, and walk up the walkway. He was halfway up the walkway when the baby stopped. He paused, and then the sound started again, but this time the sound was coming from the barn. Thinking it was just wind currents or something, he strode back down the walkway and across the highway, leaving his horse, and walked through the corn toward the barn. He was maybe halfway there, looking up and seeing nobody inside yet, when the noise stopped. Then the crying started again, but coming from the house. And I have to say, folks, from this account, it sounds like it was truly terrifying. I mean, what was making that noise? Indeed, the article's title says, was it a mimic? Something that either takes the form or makes the sound of something to lure it out into a place where it could, well, attack it perhaps, and maybe, I guess, devour it. Was this guy basically being sized up to basically being some sort of monster's meal? Certainly it wasn't any animal I've ever heard of, folks. I mean, there are animals that do sound like crying babies, but this sounds different. Especially it seemed to basically also be playing with this man. It appeared in one place and then another, like the barn house or the barn itself. So, wherever this thing was, it sounds like it was indeed intelligent. So that makes it even more terrifying. It was an animal looking for just a meal, but something that was avidly, well, screwing with this man and might have even basically killed him if it had gotten, well, even remotely close to it. But let's finish off this article now, and then we'll discuss a little more about it. He bolted back through the corn and onto his horse and spurred it out of the property. The horse had been neighing and stomping, generally acting freaked, which it didn't normally do, being an older and gentler horse. The friend told my grandpa that was the only time in the horse's life he'd spurred it, and it actually began to gallop away without any further persuasion or. So, yeah. While I don't like the fact that he actually spurred his horse, the fact that these two, well, the horse and the guy here, they felt totally out of it, and they felt like they were being probably stalked and hunted by whatever was making that baby crying noise, folks. So I don't disparage this man for basically spurring his horse and both of them getting out of there as quickly as possible. That probably was the right decision for them to make. Either way, terrifying account, folks. What was it? We don't know. We'll discuss it a little more later on in the video. Either way, let's get to our next story, folks. It's another classic Bigfoot encounter that even has video to go with it. In the video itself, it's very phenomenal. But before we watch it, though, let's read this article. Video: Bigfoot recorded along the upper Colorado River. because it details some information we should know before we watch the video. The following video was recently uploaded to YouTube. In the description it states, filmed on May 24th, 2025 during the first river trip of the season by the guides of Colorado River Expeditions. This video captures what appears to be real footage of Bigfoot on the upper Colorado River. No CGI, no fakes, just wildness and raw footage. And indeed, folks, when you see this footage, it will leave you amazed. I think that this Bigfoot footage could possibly be just as good as the Gamlin Patterson film itself. But, well, I'll leave that all up to you to decide after we watch it. There's a note here as well. What are your thoughts about the video? Indeed, folks, that's what the article asks you. And I myself want to know what your thoughts are after we watch this video, folks. So leave them down in the comments because I would love to hear about them. But now, folks, let's take a look at this video and then we can theorize on if it's real or not and exactly what that Bigfoot was doing.
It's just a brown rock.
Moving.
It was moving. I saw it move.
Yeah, I saw it move too. Barely, yeah.
It's a berry thing? Maybe no. No, they can't climb out.
I don't know. I'll go around.
No, okay, it's moving. It's
Yeah.
Where is it? Do you see it?
Yeah, I do. That brown against the tree right there.
Dude, it's like hidden in the tree.
It's like dead. See the slant right
Yeah,
there?
slant.
Follow the slant.
Do you think
It's
this
that
like a cat?
Dude, I can't find it in the phone.
Cylinder thing over there.
Say he's straight up there.
On the edge
Here,
of the
bear.
bed.
Here, bear.
Hey, bear.
Following up.
Hey, bear.
Further up.
Yeah.
It almost looks like
There's some rock coming
It's
down.
like waving around.
Is it?
Bigger than a normal size man. Dude.
Yeah, it's creepy.
Look at my phone, you can see it.
Wait, I want to see it in the phone.
I want to see too. Not moving like a bear.
Oh my goodness.
Dude, that's weird.
Definitely. Guys, come look in the phone. You can see it.
It's definitely something. Is he plotting against us?
I know.
We come in peace.
We come in.
I can't zoom in any more than this.
I know. The air's gonna keep flying down again.
That indeed was phenomenal footage, wasn't it, folks? At first, when you were watching the video, nothing actually happens. You hear people talking about something out in the tree line that they think is, well, not human. Now, when you actually get a close-up of this creature, folks, you can actually see, well, facial features on it. It looks like this creature almost has a beard on it and is completely covered in hair. It really has a ape-like or monkey-like look to it. And the way it moves, yeah, it really looks like you're looking at an ape here, folks. Even if it is standing on 2 feet. But could it be a guy in a costume? That's, well, the million-dollar question, folks. I think there's a good likelihood it could be a guy in a costume, but it looks real to me. And the way it moves, it looks real, but it could also basically be that the guy in the costume is an adept actor and studied, well, the way apes and monkeys move. The way the Bigfoot waved its arms at the crowd, not like it was saying hello, but basically almost as if it were trying to ward them off, perhaps, really reminds me of various videos I've seen, or rather, TV programs involving, well, apes. Particularly big apes like gorillas, chimpanzees, and orangutans, because that's the way this entity seemed to basically move to me. As I said, either this is indeed a real video, or whoever was in that costume really was a particularly good actor and used, well, video footage, or maybe studied apes sometime in his life. Now, could there be a chance that this indeed is a real video of a Bigfoot, folks? Maybe. Now, let me bring up the first article again, folks, with that baby crying, or at least whatever was making the sound of that baby crying. It's been said that Bigfoot can mimic sounds and that there are other cryptids that can do this too. Now, I bring that up, folks, that maybe that entity that was making that sound, maybe it was a Bigfoot, maybe even several of them, and they were, well, messing with that man on the horse. I'm bringing this up because I think that, like the story with this guy who heard this baby crying, if indeed a Bigfoot or several of them were behind it, that Bigfoot has an interest in us, even though I think they're more afraid of us than anything else, but they will sometimes show themselves, or at the very least, mess with us. Either way, folks, what we've read through today and watched was very phenomenal, but we're at the end. So please go subscribe to my YouTube channel, Read Comics They're Bad For You. Hit that like button for me, make sure you're still subscribed, leave some comments down below, hit that bell for notifications, hit the part of the bell that will give you all future notifications, and please share this video out. I'm Chris Williams from the Scumdogs Kennel. Thank you all for joining me. I'll be back again tomorrow with another great video, so be sure to come back again then. Till next time, folks, I'll see you all again soon.